Hey crafty friends, it's Joy here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are having a really awesome day. So for my project today, I'm using Spellbinders Parcel and Post dies, and I'm using the Christmas collection. There's also just kind of like a regular everyday collection, but you know, the holidays are right around the corner, so I thought it would be a great idea to bring in some Christmas. And I also created tags from these, and I will definitely show you how I did that. So here is this is the Mailbox Die. So you have three separate pieces or little collections that you need. So this is the Mailbox Die, and so I'm gonna die cut those pieces from different colors of cardstock because I want to have different colors of mailboxes. So you can see there that that has a little slit, so we'll be able to tuck things into the mailbox. This is the Greetings Glimmer hot foil plates. There's 4 of these, which is why I created 4 tags. They have super cute sayings, which we will kind of talk about here in just a little bit. So we're going to glimmer hot foil in this. And then you have the Christmas decorations. And there's a few more things in this, but this is what I'm going to be using. But you can see that there's just a few more fun little items. So we've got some candy canes and some greenery and things like that. So I did all of my die cutting off camera because it saves a bajillion amount of time because you guys don't want to sit in here and watch me die cut forever. So the candy canes are die cut from cherry and pure white cardstock. So there's 2 pieces to this. The solid piece I did in the cherry, and then of course in the little pieces that have the stripes is the pure white cardstock. And I'm just adding a little bit of liquid glue. I'm using the Barely Art liquid glue to adhere those together. And then you have the little like mint candies, the same colors. The solid piece is the cherry and then the white cardstock on top. So these actually come together really quick. You probably will spend a minute die cutting if you're going to make a lot of these, but they are so darn cute. So I'm just going to continue adding a little bit of liquid glue to the background. I'm just adding little dots so I don't get so much over gluing. I mean, that still tends to happen anyways because that's just how I am. But I try to avoid it by just doing little dots of glue. Then we have our mailboxes here. And you can see that I also have in the picture, in the video, my goodness, there are some gold mirror envelopes that we can put together. I used a Sparkle Evergreen cardstock for the holly berries. Then we have some other darker greenery from the Royal Tone Evergreen. So for these guys here, I'm using Onyx for the black, white diamond glitter for the white, the Royal Tone Evergreen, and then the cherry for the red. All of these cardstocks are from Cardstock Warehouse. Then mirror gold for the little handle, and you can see that there's 2 pieces to that. I'm also adding foam tape for the opening, like where you're going to pull open to put your mail in, and on the side piece. So you can see on the mailboxes that I don't have the top piece adhered down. That's actually cut at the top and it will hinge open. So that is important. When I'm going to be gluing my stuff inside, I'm not actually going to attach it to that little back piece. So if I open up the hinge, I'm going to glue my pieces to the back of that little hinged piece. Because we're making tags out of that, I need that little back top area open so I can tie my string around that. So now let's start with this glitter white mailbox. I wanted this to feel like just the red and white, like the super fun. It feels like candy canes and that kind of a thing. So I'm gonna mainly use red and white, but I did decide to bring in just a little bit of green because it felt too white. So I'm using the hollyberry leaves to add that little bit of greenery. And again, that's from the Sparkle Evergreen. So it's a glitter cardstock and the glitter doesn't come off of that. So again, I'm attaching these pieces to the back of the front piece instead of that little back piece in the back side of this, which I'll show you guys here in a little bit exactly what I mean. Just using my tweezers helps me to tuck things in place. And look at how cute that is coming together. Then I have some die cut little holly berries that I'm just going to kind of place all over the background. I just wanted to bring in a little bit more red to this. Now we're also going to be doing some hot foiling, so stick around for that because that's going to happen towards the end of the video. So you definitely want to see that come together. And then for this red mailbox, I really had the idea of just like traditional Christmas was the feeling that I got for this. So I'm adding some little berries to that little sprig there. Then you can see for the holly berries, there's a small leaf and a large leaf. So I'm using 2 of the small leaves. There's a solid piece that has 3 areas for you to put your berries. So that's what I did there. I'm going to add another one of these little branches with berries on it in the background. And then there's 2 candy canes that I want to tuck in, and then a little gold envelope, because you know you got to mail your letter to Santa for sure. So I'm going to just tuck that in right there. Oh, I decided one more in the back just to kind of fill that area up. Isn't that cute? For this green one, I was inspired by the sentiment that says letters for Santa, North Pole. So that's why I'm putting in a ton of these gold letters. This one feels a little more playful to me, so that's kind of the look that I'm going for. So we've got the gold letters. There is going to be a candy cane and a few of those little candy mints, and then I'm going to bring in more of those glitter leaves from the holly berries, just to kind of break up all of that gold. So now that I've got all those things tucked in there, trying to figure out where this candy cane goes, then I can finish adding. When I'm building things like this, I like to essentially put the background stuff in, if that makes sense. So really those letters are like the background effects, and then bringing in these other colored items. You just want to tuck those kind of in front and behind. And that's really how you kind of get a good layered look, is just to really kind of start with one element and then work your way that way. I'm going to add a few, one more of those, or a couple of those holly berries here, and then another one on the evergreen leaf, just to bring in a little bit more red. And then we can finish the last one. The last one for me is just a little more sophisticated with the black mailbox, and then just that traditional red and green, and then a little bit of the gold from the envelope. So a lot of this greenery is going to be in the background. I've got those greenery sprigs. I think there is 4 of those. And then I have the little greenery with the red berries that I can tuck in. I'm going to use 3 of those. I will have 2 things of the holly berries, one with a small one and one with the large leaves, that I'm actually going to put on the front of the mailbox. So I'm going to tuck that cute little envelope in, and that's a 2-piece die. So you have just the rectangle background, and then you have the little, fold part, the little triangle part that you're going to put at the top. Here is that large holly berry plant that I'm going to adhere to the front. Now these guys are put together, so now we can move on to the stamping on the back. So I die cut 4 more, from white cardstock, just the mailboxes. And because it's not a mirror image, I have to stamp on the actual back of the cardstock, which doesn't actually bother me. I'm using from Lawn Fawn For You Dear stamp set, and it has a to and from. So in my Mini Misty, I'm just going to place that in there, and I can just pop in each one of these little mailboxes in a mass producing style, and it goes really super quick. So I'm just going to get that stamped on the back. I wanted to do it before I adhered these to the back, because the fronts are so bumpy with everything. I was worried it wouldn't stamp good. Okay, here's the foiling. So we've got our 4 little glimmer plates. Again, this is from the Greetings Glimmer Hot Foil. Now here I'm going to attach them to the Specialty Glimmer cardstock from Spellbinders. This takes foil really well. I am going to foil 2 of them with red foil, and then the other 2 with Aura foil. It's my favorite, but I actually did use a different color foil this time. It's kind of a miracle. And I was trying to be quick, but my scissors weren't cutting it, so I actually brought in a tool that goes really fast, but half the time I'm lazy to use it. This is the quick trimmer from Spellbinders. So you're going to put your foil in. You have this little trimmer that just slides right through it. You have all these different lines, that cutting, like self-healing cutting mat in the back. You can measure what size you need, and it is so fast, and it's literally on my desk. It's not even put away, so I don't understand why I make things harder on myself, but I do. So I'm going to lay down the Aura foil. I'm going to trim it, then I can turn it sideways, and now I can trim it into 2 pieces, which are going to fit perfectly. So I have a hinge on my little foil plates that you can see here. I'm going to tuck my foil shiny side up on these little guys, and I want to make sure that the right sentiments have the right foil. So the red sentiments say letters for Santa, North Pole. The other red one says sending a little holiday sparkle. Then the aura foil says sending merry wishes and hugs, and then a note to say Merry Christmas. These are really cute. So I've got my Glimmer hot foil system heating up. I push the little button, which is what's blinking right now. It blinks for about a minute. When that's done, I'm gonna gently pull this out of the docking station, adding my plates and shims on top. And then I'm gonna run this through my Platinum 6 Spellbinders die cut machine, really slow forward and back. I'm gonna put that back in my docking station, and then I can start looking at my foil. I'm not taking the hinge off yet, which is good, because if you didn't foil correctly, you could foil it again. I did have to foil the last one, a complete new one, because it shifted and it was like a double foiling, but that's not a big deal. Then I'm gonna add some low profile foam tape behind the sentiments. And again, they're all white. You could do these in the same color of cardstock. You just have to make sure you kind of figure out with colored cardstock. Sometimes it doesn't foil the best. I think you just have to get your shims right and that kind of a thing. I did not feel like dealing with that and having to play around with that, so that's why I did it on the specialty cardstock. Now it's time to adhere the backers on there. And then I just have some gold twine in my stash. Oh no, that's wrong. I did not use, yes I did. I used gold twine. And I am going to, this is Lawn Fawn's gold twine. I said it was in my stash. It is, but it's from Lawn Fawn. And so I'm going to start obviously through the back. And remember, I talked about that little slit. I'm also making sure when I adhere these back pieces to not add adhesive to the top, because again, I want to be able to slide my twine through and tie a little piece in the back. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pop that through. So it's 2 layers. It's both layers of the mailbox that you're going to be pulling that through. Super easy. I'm just pulling it through with a loop, looping through the other 2 pieces, and you've got little tags. I love how these turned out. They are so, so cute. And people might just want to keep these after the present is done and gone. So here's our pretty black one. You can see with all that red and green and the little bit of gold. Our playful one with all of those letters for Santa. The traditional one with candy canes, and then just our fun complete candy cane little mailbox. So thank you guys so much. I hope that you enjoyed this project, and I hope that you feel inspired. So you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day, and I'll be back soon with another card making video. Bye.